Hey, everybody, I'm here with Steph Zamorano, the miserable liberal, and Ron Placone.
Hello.
You got your T-shirt on, right? You got the Donatana hands. Look how nice those Donatana hands.
Mm-hmm.
Show people. But move the mic out of the way.
Right, here we go.
Look how nice. You can get one of those. And by the way, you can get one of those Donnie Tonahan T-shirts. We have men's Donnie Tonahans. We have women. That's a women's. Isn't that nice?
Yes, it is.
And you can get it. Look at me. You can get it right underneath here. All right. I don't know why that's so funny, but you can get it. You get those right here. It's a great way to help support the show. There are a few ads showing back up on our channel, so that's good. So there are some ads showing back up, so we don't know what's going to happen. But thank you for supporting us. You know, we have a lot of people who work here. We have Arno and Ron and Steph and me and our cameramen and all of our other peoples. I don't know what's going on with Russia. I honest to God, I don't know what. So I don't know. Did Trump launder some Russian mafia money for somehow, or what is the accusation that he paid Russia to hack John Podesta, or what? Or they were in collusion? How did Trump help them hack John Podesta? And then I swear to God, I don't know. Do you?
I thought it was Russia brainwashed me into thinking that Bernie was great and Hillary wasn't.
Oh,
that's
part of what
they whispered in my ears when I was sleeping. That's what I was told.
I thought it was that he sold 20% of uranium.
No, that was Hillary Clinton. That was the Clintons, and Bill Clinton got a $500,000 payout from a Kremlin-tied bank for that, and then $140 million went to the Clinton Foundation. And what happened? Russia got 20% of our plutonium production. But that's okay. But somehow, if like you said, well, Trump got a payoff for giving them plutonium, okay, I'd like to hear it. Well, fucking Clinton's actually got a payoff for giving them plutonium. That happened. What did Trump get a payoff? I still don't know. Do you know, Ron? I mean, we cover this every goddamn day. I had Michael Tracy in here yesterday, and he tells me what the issues are, but I still don't know what people. I asked Cenk Uygur what they think is going on with Russia. And what he told me is that he thinks that there's a quid pro quo with some kind of Russian oligarch or something. I swear to God, I don't. No, I'll ask you one more time, Ron. Do you know what the hell?
No, I mean, I think the way that we assessed it on the show, I mean, that's as far as I can take it, too. Like, we don't know exactly why Trump did what he did with Comey. There's a lot of speculation out there. But what do they think he did?
What is the accusation? I still can't get that, he colluded with Russia. How? What kind of collusion? What?
We've been trying to. How many premium podcasts have we tried to answer that question on?
I don't know.
We've talked about at least 2 or 3.
So here's
I'm not sure either.
So I understand that General Flynn. So here's I get more about Michael Flynn, right? It's because he lied about having contact with foreign diplomats, and so yeah, I can see where he did things, but I still don't understand the accusation against Trump. That he's somehow tied in with Russia, that hacked into John Podesta and gave those emails to. Is that what they're saying?
Well, I know a lot of people claim that, yeah, like Russia colluded with WikiLeaks. Like, a lot of people think, like, they're on the same team, which, I
But how could Trump collude with them to go after, what would his hand be in that? He's not a cyber guy. He doesn't know he doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something he would orchestrate.
Well, first off, I want to say that I don't know why there's gender inequality here at the Jimmy Dore show when you pose the question just to Ron.
No, guys,
what
I
he
know
thinks.
you. No, you and I have already talked about. I know what you think.
Okay, I just want.
That's why I'm saying you and I are on the same page, and that's why Ron. I'm just gonna straight up ask him. He's on the Stephanie Miller show.
Yes.
So he should know. Right? You're on that show on Fridays, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. And, I don't really, I hear a lot of the speculation that's out there, but
what do they think? What do they say over there at the Stephanie Miller show? What do they think that Trump did with Russia? Do they even say, or they just say he's connected and they leave it at that, or
they say that he's colluded and that, but then I don't really know what exactly that means. Like, I've asked the question, well, does that mean that do people believe Russia hacked into voting machines and tampered with results? Nobody will go that far as to say, yes, that's what happens, because there's no proof of that.
Right. Zero proof of that.
Right. So I think a lot of people, they want to say that's what happened, but no one really can. So other than that, it's like, well, what collusion is there? And we've talked about this on the show. A lot of people, especially those in the hardcore Hillary camp, they're changing their definition on what collusion means, on what interference means. They're like, well, if anybody was persuaded by information that may have came from Russia, that means the election was tampered with. Everybody's persuaded by information in an election. What are you talking about?
Okay, so here, let's just get to this. So there's a grand jury subpoena issued in FBI's Russia investigation. This is a CNN exclusive. I don't know how they're the only ones who know about it. Grand jury investigation. How could they possibly? I know it now. So how could they? Anyway, so here's what they say. This is about General Flynn, right? So they say federal prosecutors have issued grand jury subpoenas to associates of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, seeking business records as part of the ongoing probe of Russian meddling. Russian meddling in last year's election. Russian meddling. Now they're calling it meddling. According to people familiar with the matter, CNN learned of the subpoenas hour before President Donald Trump. I can't wait to find out what it is.
I think a lot of people, and I think people are wondering, because it's been so long now, and you haven't uncovered anything.
It's been 8 freaking months. It's been since they started this Russia shit in what, October, November, right?
Yeah, I mean.
And so it's been going on October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's 8? That's 8. 8 months.
Yeah.
This has been going on. And still not one shred of proof evidence.
Not one concrete shred of evidence.
We'd have a lot of innuendo. We have a God damn it. The subpoena represents the first sign of a significant escalation of activity in the FBI's broader investigation begun last July into possible ties between Trump campaign associates and Russia. The subpoenas issued, and then what did they do? Just give me a little bit what they did with Russia. What did they do? The subpoenas issued in recent weeks by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Alexandria, Virginia, were received by associates who worked with Flynn on contracts after he was forced out as Director of Defense Intelligence Agency in 2014. Okay. Congressional investigators have also accused Flynn of possibly breaking the law by not properly disclosing a $45,000 payment for an appearance he made at an event in Moscow to celebrate Russia Day. Okay, so that's something. That's a frickin' straightforward accusation. Mm-hmm. So now I know what he's being accused of. He's being accused of breaking the law by not properly disclosing a payment he got to do an appearance in Moscow. Okay, you're supposed to disclose that stuff. He didn't. I can put that in my head. I know what that is. Did Trump give a speech in Russia for money that he didn't disclose? He was a private citizen. The Russian government funded I can't be the only one who feels like this, right? That I don't know what the F they're mad at. Anyway, so the Russian government funded news outlet that the United States intelligence agencies say played a key role in disseminating stolen emails intended to damage the candidacy of Hillary Clinton What? Flynn's lawyer, Robert Kellner, has said that Flynn was not hiding anything, noting that he briefed the DIA on his trip to Russia. So there you go. He didn't disclose stuff about a payment. So I get what they're doing with Flynn. I get the thing he did that they're trying to get upset about. I'm still in the dark on exactly what people think Trump did. So did he take money from Russian mobsters to pay off a debt? And what if he did do that? What if he did take money from, is that illegal to take money from Russian mobsters? I don't know.
You mean as a private citizen?
As a private citizen, that some guy gave him money to cover a thing and whatever. But if they give him money to go, hey, we'll give you this money, and if you become president, now you do us a favor? Is that what they're looking into, a quid pro quo thing like that? Because that's, what else would they be looking into?
You know, the thing that I ultimately, it sounds like he'll probably get, charged with tax evasion. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems, and I'm sitting here while you're talking to me about Flynn and you're talking to me about, I don't even understand the Russia thing. I just keep thinking, why don't we prosecute some war criminals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some bona fide full-blown war criminals walking around our country. Nobody's interested. There's a bunch of criminals up on Wall Street that did everything illegal under the sun to screw over our economy, and they're walking around free. I mean, there's lots of people that need to be arrested and prosecuted. It would be nice if we put half the focus on war crimes
Yeah.
as we put on this. But right now we're committing war crimes, so that's why we don't prosecute them, because we continue to commit them. That's why. By the way, we still have a torture facility in Cuba. But that guy at Cuba, they're bad to people. They're oppressive.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, that's why Noam Chomsky was saying that thing that we're kind of a laughing stock, because, I mean, you see this hysteria in the media where they're just like, well, he colluded with Russia. Well, what does that mean exactly? He colluded, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean? There was collusion, and there was collusion. It's like, what?
Again, I'll say it one more time. I've said it before. I'll probably say it again. But the whole reason why people used to work when you would accuse someone of being friendly with Russia is because they were communists. And the communists were going to infiltrate our society, not with bombs, but they were going to infiltrate us with their communist ideology through our unions. And that's how they were going to turn our country red. That's what the scare was. They're not communists anymore. They're capitalists. They're the worst kind. They're the kind that we exported. We went and showed them how to do shitty crony capitalism, and they're doing it. I don't know. That's why when people go Russia, that's why that sticks with us, because we have it embedded in our national psyche, unconscious, that the Russians are communists. They're going to try and take over our society and turn it red, but they're not anymore. So that's why. Okay, I know there's probably a smarty pants. I've asked smarty pants people this exact question, and we get the same shit. Collusion, baby. What kind? Collusion.
The election was tainted. It's like, well, what is, like, you have to have concrete evidence that that's the case. And we don't, 17 intelligence agencies, that say they're still looking into stuff. And say, like, this is still speculation. And a lot of clickbait headlines, that some of which we've dissected on this show, where they're just like, da-da-da-da-da, by the way, this is all speculation, at the bottom, at the last sentence. It'd be one thing if they're like, okay, there's some kind of shady questions here that still need answered, that's like a sub-point of everything that Trump, and then the main points are some of Trump's horrific policies. But the problem is that takes up a 24-hour news cycle. Meanwhile, people are going to lose their health care and stuff like that.
I agree. There's a lot more stuff to be focusing on. And I'm going to tell you something else. Remember how Stephen Colbert announced that Trump fired James Comey, and his crowd cheered, and it was like, oh, shit, that's right. I've been priming them to hate James Comey, and now we're supposed to be upset that he got fired. I think the same thing's going to happen if they get Trump to resign or impeach him. Trump is, in a sense, a gift to the Democrats. He's already the most unpopular president ever, and so he's great to run against. He's great to fundraise against. He's an incompetent. So if you get rid of him, they'll bring in a competent maniac, the thing that we were all worried about before, as opposed to this incompetent maniac who can't help but shoot himself in the foot. So be careful what you wish for, Democrats. I say you get rid of Trump in 4 years. You hang on to him. Easy to fundraise against, and he's great. He's easy to beat. He should be the most beatable guy in the country, except for one other person. I think you'd want to keep that guy around. You want to get rid of him and bring in the real maniacs, the guys who don't go off on Twitter at 3 a.m, who fly under the radar and do horrible stuff like Dick Cheney and George Bush did, and Barack Obama. Because that's what you're going to get. If you get your wish, it's going to be the same goddamn thing. The next live Jimmy Dore show in Burbank, California is May 22nd. May 22nd, that's a Monday night, live in Burbank, California. Special guests, a great time. Get your tickets right there.